All right, so that just happened. It feels like a very short week. Dealing with a sunburn and a sunburned girlfriend has made things much shorter, but we still have Maisel, Succession, music, and things to talk about. So, here we go. All right, starting things off with That Just Happened. We're talking about the series finale of Marvelous Miss Maisel. I don't think this show could have gone out on, well, okay. I think this was the best way to end it. I think, though, the sequence of events that happens in the last 20 minutes of this movie could have been arranged slightly differently to have a much more cathartic end. I feel like the proper end of this episode was Maisel sitting on Ford's couch, the Ford, sitting on his couch, him leaning over and saying, "You're fired," and her beaming as the crowd is standing ovation, whatever. I can't remember if they stood or not, but either way, they went nuts because she did amazing. God, that was the funniest 4 minutes I've seen in a long time. Oh, and it was scripted, and I got into it. It was so good. But yeah, so that is the cathartic end of this. So the other three endings that happened after that, it was very Tolkien-esque in that, like, yeah, you could have probably stopped this a good 20 minutes in, but Tolkien notoriously has the 17 endings to the Lord of the Rings franchise. Yeah, so there were legitimately three endings to Miss Maisel. That one I think was the cathartic one. The conclusion between Midge and Susie was great, was absolutely warranted, should have stayed in there, should have come before the Ford. Why can't I think of the character's first name? Should have come before that ending. And then the other kind of cathartic ending was her parents, the situation with her parents, family in general. I think that also should have been the first ending. The second ending should have been the one with Susie, and then the final ending should have been the cathartic audience clapping, just going out on that insane adrenaline rush. Give her the 4 minutes at the end of the episode. Let her dazzle us with, this is what you're missing because I'm not coming back next week. And that is, oh man, that would have been such the perfect ending. This is the perfect episode. It's just sequenced a little wrong. As far as the end of Succession, I still don't know if I believe 100% that this is the end of this story. It feels unfinished. And I think that's because it's a difficult ending. I'm going to try and avoid spoilers, but whatever. You're watching this, we're having the conversation. It ended a week ago. It's on you. So, with the Gojo thing going through, with Shiv being the one that pulled the trigger that made that happen, regardless of whether or not they have a company to run, well, that kind of sort of Shiv still does, because she's married to Tom and he's the one who's going to be running the company. So, like, even with that element happening in a much more minor state, they're still billionaire children of a crazy billionaire who started this crazy thing. So, like, there's still drama there. There's Kieran Culkin with his comment about he would like to see another season. I think there is a possible story there to be told. The showrunners and the people at Max have said very explicitly that they don't want to do any sort of spin-off or anything like that for Succession. But they didn't say for sure that there was not going to be, that the possibility of a fifth season is out the window entirely. So I think if someone comes to them with a pitch, if a writer or if the showrunners even come up with a pitch that is doable, that would maybe give us a little bit more catharsis to this, because just leaving Kendall like that, I don't know. I feel like if he had died, that would be the catharsis that I was looking for. If he had somehow gotten run over by a car, even though that would be mindless, like there would be no point to that happening, it would still be closure. It would still be finalization to the character arc of Kendall. Or if he had killed himself or whatever. But like, I don't know, just going out like that while he's being followed by what is it, Ratfuck? I can't think of the actual character's name. Just felt. So yeah, that's eaten up. That's primarily what has eaten up the inside of my brains. Outside of Legend of Zelda this week, Tears of the Kingdom is definitely all-consuming right now. I have played a little bit of Halo just because Season 4 is about to come, so I don't want to get too rusty. Also, they just launched some new community maps in the community playlists, so I wanted to get in on those. Some great maps, man. It really, like, I'm working on a new map myself, and I actually have an interesting idea for the Clips channel with the Halo map creator, but that might not come to fruition, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But yeah, we've got Tears of the Kingdom. If you were to pull up my YouTube suggested feed right now, it would be two things primarily. It would be mostly Tears of the Kingdom and also sleep videos, those black screen, listen to the rain kind of stuff. For whatever reason, you listen to one of those damn things, and then that's all you get for 3 weeks. So, and it really helps my dog, you know, stay from barking in the middle of the night for whatever reason. Don't understand it, but that's not what we're talking about. Tears of the Kingdom, I've been watching so much content on that, just trying to, FOMO taking effect very hard, because I've definitely played games in the past. I'm sure any other gamers out there who play RPGs have had this happen to them as well, where if you get too far in the story, you can't do certain side quests. And I really want to get certain things in this game. Specifically, I want to get the dark tunic and the dark armor, and so like that's been all consuming right now. And I don't have a whole lot of time for gaming, so I get maybe a couple of matches in for Halo, and then I spend 6 hours playing Zelda, and that detracts from my work. So yeah, it is what it is. I went paddleboarding once this week as well, hence the sunburn. But like, Zelda is it, bro. Like, this is, until I beat this game, until I get to get all of the things I want unlocked, like, this is going to be my life. Actually, no. If I'm in the middle of Zelda when Mortal Kombat launches, then Zelda's going out the window. But until that moment happens, it's all about Zelda. Yeah, so that's what happened this week. Coming up for me, very likely, I don't know what TV series are going to be happening in the next week. I don't think anything's launching in the next week. But looking forward to the Walking Dead Dead City series. Probably going to watch the Brave New Worlds Star Trek now that it's free on YouTube, because I don't have Paramount Plus. Also going to see Cattle Decapitation, Dark Throne, 200 Stab Wounds, and Blackbraid this week. So that's going to be super exciting. We will definitely be talking about in the next That Just Happened. Also wanted to address real quick. I try and get these up, man, but like, sorry that sometimes I upload 3 at a time. It kind of is what it is. That being said, that's where we're ending this That Just Happened. What happened for you this week? What do you plan on doing next week as far as pop culture events are concerned? Let's have that conversation down in the comments section. If you want to elaborate on my thoughts on the things that happened for me this week, very specifically Maisel. I watched a couple of behind the scenes things for Maisel as far as the final season goes too. Just can't get enough of that show. But yeah, let's have that conversation down in the comments. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining me. We will see you in the next one. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here, and that just happened.
I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Is it dead?